Recently, I made a few videos about women faking their orgasms. I will leave the links below, but I had a lot of questions about men faking their orgasms. Can men fake their orgasms just like women do? And why would they? Well, let's find out. I am Dr. Tanji, the sex doctor, board certified clinical sexologist, and always seize the opportunity to address all topics related to human sexuality and sexual health. Welcome to my channel. I invite you to please do me a huge favor and subscribe so we can continue to grow this global sex positive community of people who are committed to their sexual health. You may also become a member of the Sex Intelligent Club for exclusive content not available here. Please, just takes one finger, poke it, subscribe. Thanks. When men fake their orgasms, it can be a complex experience influenced by a variety of factors, including emotional, psychological, and relational dynamics. While much of the public discourse around faking orgasms has focused on the experience of women in this area, it can be equally relevant for men, even though it's less commonly discussed or addressed. So let's discuss it. Why do men fake an orgasm? Men might fake orgasms for a variety of reasons, just like women, often related to pressures or expectations in their relationships, emotional states, or societal norms. Let's take performance anxiety, for example. Men who feel pressured to perform or meet their partner's expectations may fake an orgasm to avoid disappointing them or embarrassing themselves. This might be tied to concerns about sexual stamina, penis size, or other insecurities. Men may want to avoid emotional conflict. A man may fake an orgasm to avoid uncomfortable situations. For example, if a sexual encounter is not satisfying for him, but he does not want to hurt his partner's feelings or cause any tension or conflict in that interaction, he might fake the orgasm to end the encounter quickly. There could also be relational or emotional factors involved, and faking an orgasm for men could happen in the context of something that is not satisfactory in a strained relationship, for example, and the men may feel emotionally disconnected and disengaged, but instead of addressing the issues, he fakes an orgasm to avoid further complications or any discussions about it. For a man, faking an orgasm may be related to fatigue or disinterest. Sometimes men fake an orgasm because they are tired, uninterested, or simply not in the mood, but do not want to stop the sexual encounter for whatever reason. And they may want to satisfy their partner and put an emphasis there and end the encounter quickly, especially if they don't feel comfortable expressing their disinterest. There could also be cultural or social expectations. Societal ideas about masculinity and sexuality is also something that is tied to men faking their orgasms. For men, there is a strong emphasis on performance, leading some men to feel that they need to maintain an appearance of sexual prowess at all times, and this can result in faking an orgasm to prove their masculinity or vitality or maintain an image of sexual success. Nonetheless, there is a psychological cost to faking an orgasm, and it can be significant. Men may also fake an orgasm because of guilt or shame. They may feel guilty or ashamed after faking an orgasm, and particularly if it causes them to feel disconnected from their partner. They might internalize feelings of inadequacy or frustration, especially if the act is done to avoid confrontation or disappointment in the other person. Frustration and resentment may also play a role in men faking an orgasm. Over time, the act of faking an orgasm may lead men to actually feel resentment. And this resentment could be towards themselves for not being honest, or towards their partners for possibly not noticing the deception. This is very, very interesting. The loss of authenticity may also make men fake their orgasms, as they may struggle with the disconnect between their authentic sexual experience and sexuality and sexual self and the performance they present to their partners. This can diminish the sense of intimacy and emotional or personal fulfillment in the sexual encounters. And faking an orgasm may also impact the relationship as communication or as a communication breakdown. Faking an orgasm is often the result of poor communication within the relationship, and this is 100% true. It can signal a deeper issue where the individual feels that he is unable to communicate their true desires or frustrations to their partner. And if this pattern continues without an open and honest dialogue, it can lead to long-term relationship dissatisfaction and distress and a misunderstanding of each other's needs. If a partner is unaware that their partner is faking an orgasm, they may actually misinterpret the behavior as a sign of sexual satisfaction or success. And this can prevent both individuals in the relationship from addressing the underlying issues that are causing that disconnection. And it can strain sexuality and intimacy within the relationship. Faking an orgasm can also erode trust. Sexual satisfaction is often tied to feeling vulnerable and being honest. So faking an orgasm can hinder true intimacy and closeness. If the cycle continues, it could lead to a sexual disconnection between both partners, and then they're both dissatisfied and they avoid the confrontation, but you can see how the issue just continues without being addressed and being solved. So how can men actually fake an orgasm? Well, there's a component of acting versus a physical response. The physical act of faking an orgasm may involve mimicking the outward signs of an orgasm. For example, making noises, tensing the body, and even stimulating ejaculation or pretending like they had one. However, the faked orgasm is devoid of the accompanying physiological responses like an increased heart rate, muscle tension, and the release of neurotransmitters and hormones that occur during a real orgasm, which can have the man feeling physically unfulfilled or unsatisfied after the encounter, after they have faked it. If the orgasm is not happening with the partner, but men can actually orgasm by themselves, they may hide to masturbate and fear getting discovered by their partners, which can lead to a lot of stress, guilt, and shame. So how do you avoid having to fake an orgasm in the first place if you're a man struggling with this? Honesty and communication, you cannot bypass it. The most important step in addressing the issue of faked orgasms for both women and men is open communication for both partners. Being able to discuss sexual satisfaction, desires, and concerns is essential for healthy and fulfilling sexual relationship. If you're struggling with this, therapy or counseling might help in improving communication and resolving deeper emotional issues related to sexual performance. There's something very important that you need to keep in mind. You have to rebuild the trust. If faking the orgasm becomes a pattern, it's important for the individual to examine why they feel the need to fake orgasms and work through the underlying emotional issues or relationship difficulties that are leading to this. And rebuilding trust requires acknowledging the behavior and creating a safe space for vulnerability in the relationship. Faking an orgasm can have significant emotional and relationship impacts for men, just as it does for women. It often stems from insecurities, unmet needs, and fears of confrontation, fears of really releasing your true self. And this disconnect, this guilt, the frustration carries on. Open communication and self-reflection are key to resolving these issues as they allow both partners to address the underlying concerns and improve their sexual relationship. And in cases where deeper emotional, relationship, or psychological issues exist, seeking therapy or counseling may be beneficial. So do not get that off of the table. This is Dr. Tanji, the Sex Doctor, as always, wishing you good and pleasurable sexual health.
Thank you for
See you next
watching.
time.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.